Alright, hello everybody. So today we're gonna do the Keeper. Not my favorite mage in the world because she's the least damaging out there. First we'll go over the gear I'd recommend. On most mages I recommend the Scepter Razakal. Really great staff. If you don't have that, Staff the Dragon. Don't have the dragon staff. Let's see, Yana. I always butcher this name. Yavanalis. Probably still butchered it, but gives you a little bit of extra guard on hit. Might come in handy, and a little bit of heal on kill. Heart of Pride's a decent one, but only beneficial if you have heal on kill, or the life drain rings. Kingfisher staff. Where's my empty one? There it is. Great staff, comes with 11% heal on kill, barrier damage bonus, pull the abyss on a hit, and then you can put a grip and a blade on it. If you don't have that, basically whatever your highest staff is. Accessories, if you have the barrier ring, I don't. I haven't picked it up in a while, but the barrier ring, use it. It will definitely help you guys. I'm going to run my 2 damage rings. What else is there? You got a chain lightning ring, put that on. Let's see, Fade Cloak you can put that on because we will be using Fade Cloak in this build today. Belts, if you have the health belt, definitely run that. That will definitely give you 200% or 200%. Oh my lord, I can't talk. Just 200 extra health, which is equivalent to 40 Constitution promotions. If you don't have that, then really just any belt that you can put on. Really, belts are really not the greatest. There's only a few of them, and the ones I have here are really the best ones to have. Amulet, I'm going to go ahead and run Amulet of Renewal. It's really great. I ran it on all 6 characters before I got my Amulet of Physical Immunity. There's no point in running it on the Cerberus. She is immune. Oh my lord. Can't talk. She has no mana. There we go. Hopefully there's no more brain farts the rest of this video. Apologize, I just got home from work, so just trying to wind down. Armor, obviously we're Drake scale. I'm just running the purple armor because I just like it better. But alright, let's get into the build. Now, let's do potions. As always, regen, healing mist, and rock armor. But I recommend for you guys that we have 2 ways to heal yourself, quote unquote, and then rock armor is to help you guys deal with the the bolters, or if you're trying to get the supplies or revive a teammate, you can just go ahead and activate rock armor, and you won't have to worry about taking much damage. So mainly with her, you're gonna want to stick to the left tree and get as much protection as possible. First things first, you're going to want to upgrade your barrier. Want to get rejuvenating barrier for the regeneration, mana regeneration. We're going to go ahead and get Faded Cloak. Upgrade that. We're going to go ahead and get Peaceful Aura, Circle of Life, Guardian Spirit, Reinforced Barrier, which gives you, casting barrier on a target also gives them a 10% damage resistance. So if you cast it on yourself, you gain a 10% damage resistance. You cast it on your party, they get a damage resistance of 10%. Then we're going to go ahead and get Mana Surge. I will explain that in a second here. We got 1 point. Let's see. We're going to pop over to the right tree and get Clean Burn. That way you can cool down your barrier even more with just randomly popping Fade Cloak if you have it available. But what the Mana Surge does is it's a little trick you can do with the Virtuoso that uses the Mana Surge. You put a barrier on the Virtuoso, let it deplete, and the Virtuoso from there on out will have unlimited mana. I don't know why, but it's kind of a glitch. But that's one way to use Mana Surge with the Virtuoso. Mana Surge, your barrier explodes into wild magic when enemies destroy it. The blast freezes all enemies nearby and allows you to cast your next spell without consuming mana, which is awesome. So basically, whenever you see a Mana Surge, I would use it on your barrier. However, if you have the Amulet of Renewal, you really won't have to worry about mana as much, considering you got the 35% here. You got the free use of an ability here. So, alright, let's go ahead and get into the game. This, I will say, will take a little bit longer because the Keeper is not a damage dealing mage, even at my level. So gotta love the load times.
Enemy activity nearby, leave it to us. That's all the missive said. Information is scarce, but they're likely in for a fight. They're headed to a chateau in the Orlesian countryside.
Yeah, right, we got Darkspawn. If you guys ever hear that growl like you did there, that's the what you call it? Darkspawn. Alright, sometimes a nug will spawn here, sometimes it'll spawn up over there. It is.
Can't believe that
No, I didn't want to target him. There we go. I wanted to target the archer. Is she not wearing any? Oh, it looked like she wasn't even wearing any footwear, but barely. Okay. Be careful when using barrier after you fade cloak, because I would activate fade cloak or barrier there. It would have wasted the barrier. So just keep that in mind. That's why you'll notice sometimes the assassins won't get a barrier, because they're technically they're in stealth, so they can't get barrier and they can't get healed. So if you have the Scepter of Razikal on, be careful that fade cloak does the same thing. Also, healing mist. So if you were to fade cloak to save yourself from damage, and then you throw a healing mist, or your teammate heals or throws a healing mist, it will not work because you're quote-unquote stealth. Alright, open this up. Always be casting barrier as much as possible. Another thing too with the mana surge, if you notice, I'm not sure if you guys looked at I'll show you again after I put my barrier up, but watch the barrier cooldown right as soon as my barrier is about to deplete, because the mana surge counts as kind of like an ability, and it will jump my barrier cooldown up drastically. Like here we go, watch. Boom. See how fast it jumped up? Just little things like that, which kind of help you guys out.
Look there.
So yeah, whenever you can activate barrier, just activate it. That's the main thing with the keepers. You always want to try to have yourself an active barrier. Okay, we're still spawning stuff. Or you go down the line, there's like Gathering Storm passives, which every basic attack cools it down by half a second. So you'll be able to, I think by 16, I can tell you after this, I believe by 16, be able to just use these 3 abilities and basically keep a barrier on yourself or your ranged teammates or even your melee teammates almost indefinitely, as long as they're not taking too much damage. Because the more damage you take, obviously they're not going to be able to sustain that barrier.
One of my captains ran into trouble with the enemy. He's a good soldier, and we'll send some of our best on a rescue.
Reinforced. Just in time, my friends. They cornered me.
Now, the Keeper, yeah, I was saying before, isn't the greatest for damage dealing. However, she does do the highest base attack damage of all the mages, but she doesn't have much for ability-wise. Oh, I saw you there. Oh, okay. See, that's a mana surge right there too. It freezes, which is a great kind of cross-class combo if you're playing with like an Avar or a Katari. You put a barrier on them. When it depletes, there, say the Katari's in the middle of doing like a whirlwind. When it depletes, he will be able to shatter as many enemies that are around him that get frozen. Or the Avar with the crushing leap can shatter as many enemies that are around him after they get frozen. So it's really great cross-class with the Keeper. She's very underrated because like the Cerberus basically is a better version of her, minus the obvious what you call it, the mana surge basically. And the Keeper, or the what you call it, the Cerberus can do barrier anywhere on the map and no cooldown either. But another thing you gotta be careful to with the Keeper and the Elemental is, when you're using the barrier, sometimes when you try to place it quickly, it'll lock onto the enemy and it'll place at the enemy's feet. So just make sure before you're pressing the A button or the confirm button that you make sure it's underneath you or the target you're trying to hit. See, sometimes you can even activate Fake Cloak like that just to bypass an arrow shot, if you feel like it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, I will tell you after this game, a few more abilities you can get if you want to put the a 4th ability in, but there's really you only need these 3 to be really effective. So see how I'm bouncing my shots off them? If I were to slide my analog stick to the left a little bit, like you're trying to change the target, it will actually slide past his shield. Let's see if I can't find another one so I can show you guys. Oop, damn it. See right there, that's what I'm trying to explain about the Fade Cloak. Be careful not to accidentally put a barrier on when you're... Alright, let's see. Can I... Alright, so right now it's... Okay, now it's gonna let me shoot him. You see how it's bouncing off him? I'm gonna lock in on him. And then I'm gonna move my analog stick kinda to the left, and it's gonna bypass his shield. Right there. There we go. Not sure if you guys really saw that effectively on the camera or not, but I hope you guys get the gist on how to bypass it. Big shields. Alright, go ahead and slide it to the left. You kind of see your camera angle change a little bit, and there you go. Pot of gold. I take it you guys, and I know you guys won't be able to like just sit here and tank kind of like I am. So play more passive, like bring them, like aggro them, and bring them back over here and let them come to you. And then keep your barrier up as much as possible as well. Keep fade cloaking as much as possible. Basically, make sure that they're not hitting you as much. And see, fade cloak really doesn't give you much for cooldown wise, so you can activate it basically whenever.
Namalana Saline.
There's really not much to the keeper. Like I said, she's very basic, very boring, not much for damage wise. Main thing is, like I said, just keep that barrier up and use Fade Cloak as often as you can. But try not to use it too often to the point where you don't have it, where like earlier I got knocked down and I didn't have it. Because for you guys, if you guys get knocked down, that might be it. That might just be, oh shit, one hit I'm dead type of stuff. So
Over
just,
here.
I'm gonna grab this puck of gold.
Can't believe what I'm seeing.
Ooh, piece of candy. Okay, love when that happens. Don't knock me over. Okay. How dare you? That was rude. That was very rude of you. I was gonna attempt to go ahead and run this. In case you guys did not know, you can actually get up over here. And if you guys are playing the Archer or Hunter, I'm not sure if the Hunter actually has a passive, but Death from Above, where you're higher than them, you gain a damage bonus. Ow, that was rude. I'm just trying to put the torch through, guys.
Over there. Look.
La-di-dee, la-di-doo, just walking through. No big deal.
Do you see that?
If you're playing in a group, I would not recommend running it unless you, ooh, okay, hi there. Unless one of you guys have really high constitution, because obviously as you see there, you can just, especially on dark spawn like this, you can take a lot of damage if you just run it. So unless you either have a Cerebus or two the Legionnaire to run it, like someone that you kind of are pretty sure that can survive, just run it. There's no point to stagger it up one at a time, or little bit by little bit, unless you absolutely have to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, right here is what my stagger belt does. You can see all these assassins trying to stab me, and they're just right here. That's what's just looking down at the ground. All right, time to activate my rock armor. I go from taking like 20s to 30s to taking 1. This right here is the main reason I run rock armor still, is for bolters in case I feel like I'm gonna go down. So even on Perilous at level 11, even at my constitution level, I still take a lot of damage from bolters. So don't get discouraged if you guys go down by bolters. They're just really fucking strong. And that's where heal on kill and barrier and everything comes into play. And I should really be taking my own advice and running around the corner. And of course there's going to be one spawning behind me. Lovely. This right here is why I don't like the Leaper. She's like not my favorite mage because all my other mages would breeze through Perilous on level 11s. Once I hit about 100 constitution is when I started running my stagger belt. So once you hit about 100 to even 80s, you can still run the stagger belt. It will definitely help you guys, because if you think about it, with all those bolters and assassins getting staggered, instead they're basically, you're taking less damage because they're not going to shout the damage. Not gonna lie, that was actually a rough round for me. I haven't had a rough round in a while. So, in case anyone's wondering, there's always going to be two mini door rooms and one big room, and there's always going to be to the right of the door that you come out of. So if you open this door, they're going to be over here. And I recommend going there, that way you guys have all frontal damage compared to like if you were out here, you could get hit from the front, the left, the right, and the back. So if the if the flag's all the way down over there on the east side or northeast side, you gotta run all the way to the southwest down over here. There's that one, and then there's one more through that door right here and to the right.
Creators.
Come on in, Editor. I want to kill you right away. Oh, hi. Alright, where you at? Activate that, activate that, activate that. Come on, let me activate. There we go. Actually, this video hasn't taken that long so far. It's only been about 20 minutes. 20-25 minutes. I thought it would take longer because it's a keeper. all she wrote.
Our soldiers have returned. News of their success is already spread. You should be proud.
They did well. Alright. While we load, I want to take this time to say thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed. We're up to about 56, 57, I believe now, so I've gained a lot in the past couple of weeks, so much appreciated to that. Yeah, about 20 minutes, not too bad. Also, I will have my links to my other social media underneath in the description. I got a Discord server you guys can join. I got a Twitter, a Twitch. I got a Facebook group. Not too active on there, but I have all that if people want to join it. I'm debating on making an Instagram. I'm not a big fan of Instagram, but if you guys want, I can make an Instagram page, and I will link that in the next video if people want me to. If not, well, I'm not going to make one. I don't like Instagram, but like I said, if you guys want me to make one and that's how you guys want to communicate or whatnot, I will definitely make one for you guys. Let's get back to the abilities. So what level am I? 14? Almost 15. Alright, so actually 14 you can get the Gathering Storm right here, which is going to benefit you guys a lot. You also gain more, which this really doesn't help because if you have the Amulet of Renewal and the 35% mana regeneration with a barrier on top, so that it really, Conductive Current won't really help you because, well, you're not going to be missing any stamina. But Gathering Storm, I think by now everybody knows what Gathering Storm does. If not, I will explain it. You use your staff's energy to fill the area with sympathetic magic. Each basic attack shortens your active cooldown timers by 0.5 seconds. So every one hit, crit or no crit, you'll cool down your abilities by half a second. So you add that on top of the clean burn, definitely gonna come in handy. If you don't want to go out and you want to go more damage, you can definitely do Static Cage down here. Definitely a fun one. If you have Static Cage with like an archer, oh, that is fun. You let them group up in an area, put a cage around them, and then you have your archer do explosive shot through them, and oh, they're amazing. Static Cage basically it traps your enemies inside, that paralyzes them if they try to leave. If you upgrade it, they start taking damage. Static Cage is now powerful enough to hurt enemies and even kill enemies who leave its boundaries. Whenever an enemy leaves the cage, it takes damage, or whenever an enemy in the cage takes damage, a lightning bolt strikes them, dealing bonus electricity damage. So that's where the explosive shot would come in handy. It would do the physical damage of the explosive shot, the fire damage of the explosive shot, and the elemental damage of the lightning cage, aka triple damage. It's real fun. Real nasty if you can work together. Eventually, if you want, you can go down to get Strength of Spirits. That is 100% up to you. If you are going to do the, if you are going to be doing the Static Cage, I would recommend getting it 'cause it's just right there. You can even get the barrier DK reduction. There's really, the guides I'm going with or making for you guys aren't really like a do this and you'll be overpowered. It's more of a beginner's quote-unquote guide to how to play the Keeper or how to play the Archer and all that. But there's really nothing else I can say about that. It's more mere suggestions and how I recommend you guys starting off play the Keeper. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. You guys enjoy.